coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7.
Government waives secondary school registration fees for new students. ECCB governor urges deepened constructive dialogue amid CIP concerns. More than 1 million people stranded, 54 deaths in Bangladesh floods. And in sports, Taylor's second straight ton seals 3-0 series sweep for West Indies over Ireland.
These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7.
Hello from Nevis. I am Dr. Florel Hobson, lifestyle medicine physician and medical chief of staff of the Alexandra Hospital here in Nevis.
My name is Ivorsia Brown and I am the coordinator of the Nevis Counseling Unit, and you're watching Caribbean Medical TV.
I'm Dr. Davine Wilkin, Medical Chief of Staff of the Joseph N. France General Hospital in St. Kitts, and you are watching Caribbean Medical Television.
I am acting matron Sandra Lestrade Keynes of Institution-Based Health Services in St. Kitts.
My name is Dr. Rondeline Dennis Bradshaw, Principal Nursing Officer, St. Kitts and Nevis.
I am Dr. Glenville E. Liebert, resident native of Nevis, practicing anesthesiologist and family physician, and I'm proud to be part of this media promotion for Caribbean health and wellness.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Erlene Pemberton, medical doctor at the Accident and Emergency Department of the Alexandra Hospital, and you're watching Caribbean Medical TV.
The Caribbean region is well equipped with an experienced and dedicated team of medical professionals. Our doctors, nurses, laboratory technicians are as good as any in the world. Our regional health facilities provide the best care at costs that are a lot lower than many major countries around the globe. Our healthcare system is constantly being upgraded for the benefit of our citizens, enabling the entire region to work closer together, sharing information and modern advancements in medical science. Medical tourism is now a growing industry, an economic attraction to many seeking specialized care and treatments. On Caribbean Medical TV, we invite you to join us as we journey to the Twin Island state of St. Kitts and Nevis.
I'm actually the first female chief of staff in St. Kitts. Being medical chief of staff means that I give oversight to all the physicians in the hospital and all the allied health staff. So I'm responsible for radiology, physiotherapy, the pharmacy, and the lab, as well as every single doctor that works in our main hospital, JNF, as well as the hospitals on the 2 outposts, so Mary Charles Hospital and Pogson Hospital. We are a very small island, but even with that, we have lots of tourists that come in. So that means that we do have to ensure that our physicians are set to give the best possible care that they can offer. So I assist with training, I ensure that CMEs are scheduled, and in general, just to make sure that we have adequate medication, upgrades in equipment, anything that we think is going to improve not just the health that the care that we offer to our population, but to anybody that comes in to visit. So here in St. Kitts, outside of the hospital, which has quite up-to-date facilities, we do have private facilities as well that can offer you the same care. So we have a whole radiology diagnostic center that has a state-of-the-art CT scan, and she has an MRI machine. We have dentists that have all of the latest equipment and can perform the same dental procedures that are done overseas, for a fraction of the cost actually. So that for us is an advantage, and in an era where medical tourism is something that more countries are looking at, it gives us that boost. As Chief of Staff, I do play a very important role alongside our head of nursing, and I get involved in the training of the nurses as well. So what we're looking for now is specialty nursing. So encouraging our nurses to take those scholarships that are available for training in emergency nursing, in neonatal nursing, and in ICU nursing especially, which are the areas where we only have one nurse here and there, and we feel the more you have, the better care you can offer to your patients. As small Caribbean islands, we do need to remember that we can't do it individually. The Caribbean needs to work as a whole, from something as simple as pooled procurement of medicine or pooled procurement of equipment, to sharing training, to having centers of excellence in different islands. Just that sharing of knowledge, that transfer of knowledge between each other, to realize that each of us have our struggles. Our struggles will never be the same, but working together as one, we can become giants.
In a small island like Nevis, it's a great responsibility being the medical chief of staff of this hospital. It's the only hospital on the island, and so all persons in the community would come here when they need care. And so I have to make sure that we are providing services that can meet their needs on a daily basis. I think it's very important for persons to remember that the daily decisions that they make is what really contributes to their health. And so there are things like what you put on your plate, what is on your fork, are you taking walks, are you moving your body, are you getting enough sleep, are you having your stress controlled, are you able to share your problems with someone who actually cares, are you getting that support, are you exposed to any toxins, any materials like tobacco and alcohol that can affect your health. These are things sometimes we don't think about, but they do have a big role to play in our health. And even though I am managing a hospital, my goal is that no one has to use the hospital. And so I want persons to be well and to remember that these small factors, everyday decisions, can make a big impact on their health. I would love for the Caribbean region, while it's currently known for its beaches and the wonderful weather, and we have a lot of visitors for tourism, I want the Caribbean to be known as a health sanctuary, somewhere where you come and the food is pure, organic, you can get it straight from the soil, farm to table, and where persons are eating as natural or as close to natural as possible. That is my hope for the Caribbean. And so I want everyone to know that even though we are located in a place that is so beautiful, we can contribute to the health of the Caribbean by encouraging our families, our colleagues, our patients to eat in a way that is as healthy as possible. And one of the ways that you can do that is when you plate the food, commit half of the plate to vegetables, greens, and fruits. And then the next half you can divide into quarters. 1 quarter for starch, your ground provision, your breadfruit, your green banana, and then the next quarter you can give to your protein, your beans and your legumes, your fish and your poultry. And just by plating, every time you eat, if you plate that way, you can increase your fiber and you can reduce your risk for heart disease, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, and kidney disease as well.
The conversation should not just be from just medical professionals or just at medical or health forums. It must be part of our daily language, you know, exactly. Talking it in the bar, talking it in the church, talking it in just normal casual conversation. When you go to the beach, get creativity, bring it up on the screen, you know, get people talking about it so they can get comfortable. It should not just be a health forum, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. There's where the creativity and people would start to relax and get more comfortable to that way of, you know, getting to promote men's health especially. We all, as health professionals, need to improve on our strategies in attacking this matter of more men reaching out to have but they too has a personal responsibility to themselves. It doesn't just lie within the health professionals only. They have a personal responsibility. I just want to encourage all the veterans in the Caribbean that your role is a very fundamental role, is a role of, yes, humility. It's an honor, yes, because Imagine you are able to change the future, ensuring that nursing is better than where we met it. We are leaving it in good hands for succession planning. We are providing the appropriate training needs that is needed to meet the challenges that we are facing now. We can shape the profession in the direction that we want it. We align it with our strategic plans and goals and objectives, ensuring that we get the best desirable outcome for our people, that they live quality lives. Our families are in need of our profession, and we as matrons or directors must meet the needs for our patient, because at the end of the day, we are the patient's advocate. We are the vanguard. So we are to make sure that in the execution of our role, it is done with prudence.
In terms of health, we see the rise in temperatures affecting the blood pressure. The nurses indicate to us that sometimes when it's very hot, people come into the hospital not feeling well. And when they check the blood pressure, it's very high. So we have to look now, even beyond tourism, how the hotels are built. What are some of the energy-saving designs we can include in the hotel sector? What are some of the energy-saving designs we can include in homes? Do we plant more trees to get cooler air? And there are some parts of the country where it is very cool. So we have to have that balance in our approaches. What I can assure you is that in St. Kitts Nevis, the dialogue with climate has been at the top of the agenda. The government has articulated its ambitious goal to become the first sustainable island state up to 2040. And they're on the journey, and it is housed in the concept of a sustainable island state agenda. Most of our communities, they're located on the coast. So when we have any climate event, it affects us.
As a Caribbean people, we tend to watch and wait, as we say, or we try to use our home remedies in some situations when we are feeling sick. So if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling ill, you're having a fever, and you tried something and it didn't work, by the middle of the day, you should be thinking about heading to the hospital or to your doctor if it's not as serious or may not be as serious. So as opposed to waiting for 6, 8, 10 hours that will take you up into midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, those times it's much more difficult for all of us, for you to get out of your house and to get to the hospital. For some of us, we don't have transportation of our own. We have to get to the hospital, and then most likely there are less staff available at the hospital in the night in most situations. In the accident and emergency department, we see a lot of persons that come in with asthma crises due to high blood pressure or hypertension, as we call it, persons that are having strokes, persons that have complications of elevated blood sugars or diabetes, and persons that sometimes also are having heart attacks. So these are very serious conditions to have. Also, sometimes we have children that have what we call febrile seizures. So in these times where we have so many things available to us, it's easy for us to order something. We can just click Amazon and we get anything that we want, basically. So it's good for us to keep a blood pressure machine at home. There are automatic ones where you just put the cuff on your hand and then you press a button and it reads and it tells you what your blood pressure is. Blood pressure, normal, can range. As we know, there are 2 numbers. So there's the top number, as we would say, that is called the systolic blood pressure. Then there's the bottom number, that's the diastolic blood pressure. The top number, normal, can range from about 90 to 120. And the bottom number can range from 60 to 80. That's the range of normal. On average, we usually tell persons that normal blood pressure is 120 over 80. And for women usually are around that, around 120 over 80. In my experience, men tend to have a little lower blood pressure, like around 110 over 70 in some cases. And as I mentioned before, your size will also affect your blood pressure. So smaller, shorter persons will usually have a lower pressure. Sometimes it can be like 100/70, 100/60, and that will be okay for you. So that is why it's important for you to check your numbers, for you to know what your normal is. Because if someone's blood pressure is usually 100/70, and then it gets up to 125/80, that can create a problem for them, because technically that's an elevated pressure for that person. So that's why it's important for you to know your own numbers.
Thank you, Dr. Pemberton. We have much more in store for you on Caribbean Medical TV. To catch up on our prior episodes and hear the current discussions throughout the region, be sure to visit our YouTube channel and subscribe for more. We look forward to visiting your territory soon. Coming up on future episodes, we will explore the link between horses helping humans, improving skills and communication. Plus, we'll visit with an NGO providing much-needed eyeglasses to school children. We'll be right back with more from St. Kitts and Nevis.
Republic Bank is more than just a financial institution. We've been a steadfast partner in the communities we serve, investing in their future through our Power to Make a Difference program for more than 2 decades. Our aim is to drive meaningful change, expand our sustainable footprint, and ultimately build more resilient communities. Our footprint spans 16 territories across the Caribbean, South America, and West Africa. We understand that true success is built on the strength of our communities. That's why we're committed to making a lasting, positive impact. This is why the Power to Make a Difference isn't just about funding. It's about active participation. It's about providing crucial support and guidance to our valued non-governmental partners, empowering them to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. By working together, we can create a movement of positivity that resonates throughout the territories in which we operate.
This is Caribbean Medical TV, our world, our future. From Bermuda, the Bahamas and Jamaica in the north, to Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana in the south, the Caribbean medical fraternity are joining forces, upgrading standards of quality care that benefit not just our local population, but regional and international patients as well.
In a place like Nevis, where volume may be small, right? Staff need to be on a rotation to a bigger unit where they could go to Jamaica, Barbados, UK, USA, and have fellowships where they are kept up to date with the technology by their colleagues abroad, right? And that's something I will encourage every policymaker to look into, so that continuous medical education is part and parcel of modern day healthcare practice. Prevention is the best cure. We have to plan ahead. You don't wait for a crisis to know what to do. And so good management is anticipating what problems can occur and how to mitigate, prevent them if possible. I was born on this island, I grew up here, and I think I will die here, or my remains will be planted here. So in 1970 was a landmark here on Nevis. 2 events happened that year. 2nd of March, my father passed away. I was just in 1st form of high school. And then on 1st of August, that same year, it was a major ferry disaster where the Christina went down. School friends of mine, neighbors, luckily my mother barely escaped it. But that experience was transformative. The boat to take us to Anguilla came in the same Friday morning when my mother went to St. Kitts. She went to St. Kitts the Friday to return the Saturday. But the Saturday afternoon, that's when the boat went down. But luckily she came back to Nevis that day, so she missed the downing of the ferry. And there was no doctor on island at the time. The doctor had to be flown in from St. Kitts. You know, imagine that. You know, so that was one of the passion, the burning desire for me to get qualified as a doctor. And I also learned that my dad wanted to do medicine in his younger days, but he ended up being a mechanic. I have a family of mechanics. And I have in my collection a book that he used He used to apprentice with the doctor in the district when he was younger, you know, but I guess he didn't get the chance to go to medical school, so I guess that dream has been fulfilled.
My name is Macmillan Coffey. I am a mental health counselor and the supervisor of the Behavioral Health and Wellness Center here on Nevis. And I see that the Caribbean Medical TV program focuses on just that, what we do. And we do the behavioral health and wellness, but also the climate aspect of it. And we work very closely with the National Disaster Office. And so we focus a lot on trauma, psychological trauma, as a result of the various disasters that the island is vulnerable to. And the Behavioral Health and Wellness Center works very closely in providing training, opportunities, and other services, and focusing specifically on trauma related to disasters. When you look at all of these, I mean, some people have no idea and they minimize it, they don't understand maybe, but I'm telling you, climate change, sea surface temperatures, and all of that, these are real because we in this region, especially in the Windward Islands here, I mean, you guys down in the Southern Caribbean may not be seen as much as like Trinidad, I know. I mean, you guys are blessed and you have to be thankful every day. But that ag in the Lesser Antilles is like everything that comes out from the African coast, we get it. When they sneeze, we get the flow. We get impacted, whether it's a tropical storm, even the waves. If you have an active tropical wave that is very wet, like a lot of rain, that too can cause a lot of landslides and road cuts and all of that infrastructural damage. So these things are real to us. So I'm so happy again to see that Caribbean Medical TV is focusing not just on mental health, but how you associate and make that marriage between climate and mental health. As a matter of fact, I am from Dominica. I experienced malaria. Malaria is the reason why I'm in Nevis, you know. Yes, and so that was, in my lifetime, the worst hurricane that I've ever experienced. And I've experienced 3 major hurricanes in my lifetime. Malaria was off the chart. And in terms of the trauma and the loss of livelihoods and the impact on families, because a lot of jobs were lost as such persons had to migrate to neighboring islands like myself. And I think sometimes we underestimate and don't take it as serious as it ought to be, because sometimes when you look at the physical loss, the loss of the roofs and the loss of structure, but the emotional and psychological impact is far more reaching. Because when you have a devastated people, you have a devastated country. So I really want to applaud the Caribbean Medical TV program for what you guys are doing and the awareness and the sensitization that you guys are doing around the region. So let me applaud you.
I think a big thing has to be the world of mental health care, the specialists, psychologists, psychiatrists, psychiatric social workers, people who have an understanding should be on a drive to educate as much as possible about mental health. The education on mental health should be in the schools, should be on the TV more. For example, your thyroid gland, if that goes haywire, you can end up with severe depression. Bipolar disorder is affected by so many things. And in addition to the many other physical things in the body that can affect your mental state, they're also influenced by environmental circumstances. So your environment, both in terms of your upbringing and in terms of your life experiences where you are now in life, they can determine. So the mind and the body work in tandem, one thing. We are becoming more enlightened in our approach to many things. I was speaking to my urologist friend 2 days ago, and his nurse was telling me that she hears funeral announcements of people who she knows have died from prostate cancer because they didn't come back. But it's changing now. So she was telling me this because there was a screening clinic in the sister island, Nevis, and there were about 400 and whatever people who showed up. This is quite a difference from when you started doing these screening clinics, when you'd have possibly 20, 30. Somebody prominent must have passed on and it got out, and so they're showing up now. We don't pay sufficient attention to the little things that make the big difference. We think buying Nintendo and the most advanced cell phone and sneakers and whatever the new one in town is. That's not what kids need. Kids need grounding, understanding life that they're growing into as they go from childhood to adolescence to young men and women with the right values. And to do that, to embolden the people to do that, you got to start with the community, whole community, but particularly the education system. Children must be exposed to understanding what health is. Health is a state of complete mental, social, and physical, spiritual well-being. And they must understand this. They must not understand health in terms of common cold and diabetes. They must understand that the most important aspect of health is your emotional and mental conditions that allow you to live a normal life from day to day, just as all of us want to.
We also have to be aware of no man is an island. We can't always do it alone. And sometimes life throws things at the best of us. You could be the prime minister of a country, you could be a minister of government, you could be chief of police, you could be hospital administrator, you could be the best surgeon on the island. Life throws things at us. And sometimes we just need somebody to talk it over with. We need somebody to just be that emotional support so that we receive the strength to push past whatever the difficult circumstances. I just want to encourage persons in the Caribbean diaspora that, you know, we often say there's no health without mental health. And, you know, your mental health affects every single area and aspect of your life. There's no judgment when you seek out, you know, the help of a professional counselor, therapist. You know, as a matter of fact, it serves to make you a better person at the ending of the day. Don't try to hold everything on the inside, because that's when it becomes damaging to yourself. We who are part of the counseling profession and the helping profession in general, we care. We care about you, we care about your state of mind, we care about your mental health. And so I'm just encouraging persons out there in the Caribbean to just take advantage of the services that are available to you.
I think, you know, making sure that us as doctors, we're approachable and, you know, we're sympathetic, compassionate, and all of that stuff. I try to make myself, for sure, at least, you know, as approachable as I can, and encourage people to ask questions all the time. And second opinions, I always encourage that as well. Even if it's not from me, I always encourage second opinions, because the more information you get, the better. And it's always good to ask questions. That's one of the things I've realized, is that people come to me and I kind of have to pull the questions out of them. They don't always ask questions, but that's what we are here for. We're here to educate you. And whilst we will give you information, we want to know where you think you're deficient in terms of your knowledge, and we can fill those gaps. So it's okay to seek help. It's also okay to plan things for yourself. You may not do every test every year, but there are screening tests that when you get to certain age groups, when you are exposed to certain things, that you're going to have to regularly do. Your annual physical, where your doctor sees you, assesses you, takes your history, examines you, and all of that, that for sure should be done for everyone. From birth to death, it should be done every year for everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Manchester. Our region is a sanctuary and benchmark for transformative action on climate and health. As seen here in St. Kitts and Nevis, the small island developing states are driven to set the foundation on climate-resilient health systems, both for our environments and our communities. Health begins at home. It begins with you. Thank you for joining us on Caribbean Medical TV.
Today's music. Yesterday's hits. Magic. 103.7. 91.5.
SVG-TV Obituaries acknowledges the passing of our beloved ones and sympathizes with family and friends of the deceased.
Celebrating the life of the late Selwyn Joseph of Hamilton Beckway, who passed his life on Saturday, 4th July, at 61 years of age. Selwyn Joseph of Hamilton Beckway is survived by mother, Mary Joseph, 4 brothers, 3 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Selwyn Joseph of Hamilton Beckway takes place on Saturday, 18th July at the RC Church, Hamilton Beckway. Time of viewing, 10 a.m. Time of service, 11 a.m. Place of interment, the Port Elizabeth Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Paul Kane, also known as Ricky Baines of Richland Park, who passed his life on Saturday, 27 June at 60 years of age. Paul Kane, also known as Ricky Baines of Richland Park, is survived by wife Vanda Kane, mother Carlita Gill Kane, children Eshonia, Altisha, Anika, Christopher, and honorary daughter Cleon Richards, 3 grandchildren, 5 brothers, 9 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Paul Kane, also known as Ricky Baines of Richland Park, takes place on Sunday, 19th July at the Church of God of Prophecy, Richland Park. Time of viewing, 12:30 p.m. Time of service, 1 p.m. Place of interment, Richland Park Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Mrs. Macy Nicole Tate of Barbados and Glamorgan, who passed his life on Monday, 22nd June at 55 years of age. Mrs. Macy Nicole Tate of Barbados and Glamorgan is survived by husband Rodney Tate, mother Agatha Johnny, children Vesica, Stevie, Frederick, Rayon, and Rashawn Williams, 1 grandchild, 3 brothers, 2 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Mrs. Macy Nicole Tate of Barbados and Glamorgan takes place on Sunday, 19th July at the St. Elizabeth Spiritual Baptist Church. Time of viewing, 12 p.m. Time of service, 1 p.m. Place of interment, Belmont Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the New Haven Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Edna Mullerin Duncan of Barley, who passed his life on Monday, 25th May at 90 years of age. Edna Mullerin Duncan of Barley is survived by children Patricia Nelson, Leroy, Stevie, Beverly, and Kirk Mullerin, Dion Fraser, and LaFleur Jones, 19 grandchildren, 12 great-grandchildren, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Edna Mullerin Duncan of Barley takes place on Friday, 17th July at the Kingdom Life Ministries. Time of viewing, 12 p.m. Time of service, 1 p.m. Place of interment, Glebe Hill Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the New Haven Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Brenda Yvonne Hendricks Nofleyu, who passed his life on Thursday, 11th June at 72 years of age. Brenda Yvonne Hendricks Nofleyu is survived by children Philip, Denise, Nadine, Greg, Cleopatra, Katian Hendrickson, Sonny, Chantel, and Kimron John. 12 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, 4 brothers, 2 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Brenda Yvonne Hendricks Nofleyu takes place on Saturday, 18th July at the Layou Wesleyan Holiness Church. Time of viewing 1 p.m. Time of service 2 p.m. Place of interment Layou Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Alva Adriana Huggins, also known as Mother Huggins and Mutz of Kittels, who passed this life on Tuesday, 30th June at 83 years of age. Alva Adriana Huggins, also known as Mother Huggins and Mutz of Kittels, is survived by children Elvis Anderson, Jasmine, and Laurelyn Huggins, 6 grandchildren, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Alva Adriana Huggins, also known as Mother Huggins and Mutz of Kittels, takes place on Saturday, 18th July at the Chauncey Methodist Church. Time of viewing 11 a.m. Time of service 1 p.m. Place of interment Chauncey Cemetery. This funeral service is entrusted to the Ever Ready Funeral Home.
Celebrating the life of the late Vinetta Jennifer Mason, better known as Mosquito and Sketo of Annisvale and Belair, who passed away on Wednesday, June 1st at age 55. Vinetta Jennifer Mason, better known as Mosquito and Sketo of Annisvale and Belair, is survived by mother Valjean Mason, children Shanique Mason, 2 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service of the late Vinetta Jennifer Mason, also known as Mosquito and Sketo of Annisvale and Belair, will take place on Sunday, July 19th at the Fountain Seventh-day Adventist Church. Time of viewing 12 noon, time of service 1 p.m. Place of interment the Belair Cemetery. This funeral is entrusted to the Ever Ready Funeral Home. Celebrating the life of the late Hilary Small, better known as Lenny of UK and Vermont, who passed his life on Saturday, June 20th at age 74. Hilary Small, better known as Lenny of UK and Vermont, is survived by wife Sylvia Small, children Antia and Nick LaRoche, Jennifer and Elvis Medford, 4 grandchildren, 3 sisters, many other relatives and friends. The funeral service for the late Hilary Small, better known as Lenny of UK and Vermont, will take place on Friday, July 17th in the UK. Time of service 12 noon and 7 a.m. local time. Place of interment the UK.
SVG-TV Obituaries acknowledges the passing of our beloved ones and sympathizes with family and friends of the deceased. May they rest in peace.
We promised quality and affordability, and we've delivered that and much more. Memorial Funeral Home continues to improve and modernize its services. We have added the option of cremation. Our new crematorium provides a safe way to memorialize your loved ones. So whether you choose to bury or cremate, our friendly and courteous staff will take care of all your funeral needs. We know and understand the stress that comes from bringing your loved ones home, and that's why we assist in the transportation of bodies to and from St. Vincent to any part of the world. Visit our spacious showroom at the Russell's Building in Kingstown or call the office at 453-2697 or the Mesopotamia office at 458-8888. The Memorial Funeral Home, leading the way in modern and affordable services.
Our crematorium services are open to all funeral homes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The climate is changing, and you?
With the increase in rainfall, flooding is a major problem for many low-lying communities, especially during the hurricane season. This has been a perennial problem for the village of Anslery. OECS has been working with the community of Anslery to adapt to climate change by maintaining and cleaning the mangrove area. Now, when the flood water comes, it is not diverted into the community, but flows straight into the sea. We are working to improve access to the area for locals and visitors to enjoy the flora and fauna and gain a better understanding of the importance of the mangrove to the community. Let's contribute to restore the mangrove and protect the coastline.
You too, take action.